Hey there, and welcome to all of the replay viewers. Welcome to those of you who are watching live. If you don't know me, I'm Shanta Prince, and I help coaches to build personal brands, create high ticket offers, and after I do those things, I help them to get paying clients. So today I want to talk to you about your faith. Now, most of you who are following me or connected to me in some way, shape, or form, you are a woman of faith or a man of faith. You believe in the Most High God through Christ Jesus. Hi, Debbie. And so I wanted to talk to those of you who are spirit filled, faith filled believers in business because we need to talk about some things. Okay. So the first thing is I want to talk about really walking out your faith in your business, because if you've been in business for any amount of time, you know that entrepreneurship is a faith walk, right? It is a faith walk. And as believers, we're the ones who should be leading the charge. We should be leading the way when it comes to faith, when it comes to believing, when it comes to trusting God for what he has for our lives, what he has plans for our future. And so here's what I noticed, y'all. And listen, don't shoot the messenger, right? But what I'm getting ready to tell you is the truth. And if you recognize it, then you will understand that I'm telling you the truth. When it comes to the stuff that we do inside of the four walls of the church, when it comes to preaching, we'll preach, we'll break down the scriptures, we'll prophesy, we'll lay hands on people, we pray for healing, we speak, we declare things over people, and then when it comes to business, we scared, right? we and here's what I mean by that. And I'm talking about us as a whole, right? I'm talking about as a whole. Now, some of us are in different places in business than others, right? And but when I'm talking about us as a whole, but I'm not talking about every single believer, right? Because sometimes it takes a minute to break through some of the things that we've been taught in the church. And so, but I'm not saying that every believer is struggling, right? But I mean, as a whole, we're not doing the things that we so boldly do in the four walls of the church. When it comes out to us stepping into the marketplace, we're not as bold as we are in the church, right? But I'm just here to encourage you to be as bold as you are in the marketplace as you are in the four walls of the church, right? When it comes to believing God for your finances, believing God for your six figures, believing God for your next financial goal, the same God that empowers you and equips you to pray and minister to people and prophesy to people and lay hands on people, that's the same God that is giving you the power to get wealth. He's the same God who's giving you the power to get wealth. And you have to operate in that and understand who you are and believe that it's possible for you. Believe that those financial goals are possible for you. And so when you believe that, then you start to show up differently, right? Now, when you show up and you understand, okay, I'm going to be successful, you show up differently. That's a different kind of showing up, right? Now, it's one thing when you're doing things. Yes, we do things and they don't work the first time, right? But that's just the first time. It's like, okay, well, that didn't work the first time. But eventually you're going to be successful. Now, I'm not talking about the growing pains of entrepreneurship. We all understand that we have to learn some things. We have to make some mistakes in some things. We have to perfect some things and refine some things. But that's not going to stop us from moving forward, right? We understand that sometimes we do stuff and it doesn't work the first time. So it's like, okay, let me step back and redo this again because I know that I'm going to be successful. I wish somebody had told me this years ago when I launched a program and I launched a class. It was an online class and nobody bought my online class. And then I launched another class and then one person bought my my online class. I wish somebody had told me this then, that it's okay, dust that thing off, pull it back and put it back out there. Once you tweak a few things, put it back out there and keep going. I thought I had failed and I was like, okay, maybe I need to move on to something else instead of sticking with that thing and constantly tweaking it and refining it and making it better and continuously putting it back out there until I saw the kind of success that I believed that was possible for me, right? So that's a different kind of showing up, is when you like, okay, now if I launch something and it doesn't work, then I'll take it pull it back and I dust it off and I say, okay, how can I tweak this and put it back out there? Because I know that success is mine. I know that success is coming for me. Right. And I understand that I have to stay in the process and continue in this thing so that I can see the kind of success that God has called me to. And so that same kind of faith that you have, that same kind of boldness that you have behind the four walls, you need to carry that thing out as you walk out your business and understand who you are and who you're called to be and operate in that thing and show up differently. Like, listen, I'm telling you, when you are working your relationship with God, you're cultivating your relationship with God, and you show up and you know you and God got this thing going on where you've been praying for some things and then you've been taking action on some things and you're showing up in a different space because you're like, I know that God is with me and I know that I'm going to be successful in this thing. Even if I launch this thing and it doesn't work exactly the way that I want to work tomorrow, guess what? I'm going to launch that thing again because I know success is coming for me. I know success is mine. I know that God has called me to this. Okay. See, some people say they call, but they don't really believe it. It's like, okay, I'm called, but then you don't act like you called, right? Because when you really believe that you call, you're going to show up differently. How do I know that? Because what you believe determines how you behave. What you believe drives your actions, right? So if you believe that God has called you to this, and if you believe that you're going to be successful because God won't let you fail, right? And when I say fail, I don't mean launching a course and nobody signing up, right? Because that's not a failure, right? Failure is quitting, right? If you launch something and it doesn't work, that's not a failure. That's you learning the ups and downs and the ins and outs of entrepreneurship. It's not a failure, okay? So when you understand that God won't let you fail, right? If He's called you to this thing, you're not going to fail. But you have to commit to the process of developing into who He has called you to be, so you can obtain the kind of success that He's called you to obtain, right? And so, really understanding that, believing, right, operating in that faith, and believing that you're called to this, and believing that you're going to be successful, causes you to act differently. It causes your behavior to change. Okay, so you're not hiding or you're not cowering behind somebody else's name or name dropping. Why? Because God gave you a name and He made your name great too. Right? And you can drop your own name. You don't have to name drop somebody else's name. You can drop your own name. Why? Because your name is great. But when you believe that, it's going to shift how you're showing up. Okay, so walking out your faith, what does that look like to you? Walking out your faith in business, you have to decide what that looks like for you in this season and how you're going to walk this thing out. Because listen, we have 1 quarter left in a year, and that's still enough time to do some amazing things. Okay, it's still enough time to do some amazing things. So think about what you're planning for this last quarter and what you've been talking about with God, those things that you talk about to the Lord in your prayer time and those dreams and those things that you're writing down in your journal about how you want to do this, how you want to do that, how you want to be able to accomplish this, how you want to be able to write checks to certain things that you believe in. Think about all of those things and then think about, okay, now what do I need to do? Right? Because you can't say that you believe if you're not taking the right actions, right? You take actions that line up with what you believe. The way that people understand what you believe is by seeing how you act, right? If you believe you're going to be successful, then you're going to act like you're going to be successful. Right? And that's what I meant when I said that entrepreneurship is a faith walk. It literally is a faith walk. You have to have faith and you literally have to walk that thing out and take the actions that line up with what you believe. If you believe that you're going to hit that 6-figure mark, right? Then you walk that thing out and you take the actions that line up with that, right? If you've already hit your 6-figure mark and you're on your way to 7 figures and you believe that you're going to hit that 7-figure mark, then you're going to show up and operate in that thing and understand that success is coming, right? You may not be able to see it with your natural eyes, but you can see it in the spirit. The success, it belongs to you and the success is coming for you. Okay. So if you are in the coaching or mentorship space, I have a free course for you that you can actually access, and you'll see it in the text of this video, right? So if you're watching live, you'll see it in the comment section, in the text of this video. Let me see if I can just post it in the comments. So that way, even if you can't see it while I'm live, you can actually get it out of the comments. Okay, so I just posted it in the comments. So you can actually go and download that course right now, and I'll send you a login, and you can actually log in to this course. It's called 7 Ways to Get New Clients Online. And in this course, I'm walking you through 7 different strategies that you can use to get new clients online. I probably need to add an 8th one. For those of you who are coaches and mentors and consultants and you don't like launching, I probably need to add an 8th way to get clients online for people who don't like to launch. But right now, you can log in. You get your own login. There's 7 different ways to get clients online, and it's a really awesome mini course. It's no cost to you. You can tap that link and go ahead and sign up for that mini course and look for my email so that you can get your login. That's for those of you who are like, okay, this last quarter, I'm not playing any games. This last quarter, I want to walk out my faith, and I'm going to do what it is that I know that God is calling me to do, right? And I know that you feel called to this because you have told me. I've talked to several people during this last week, and at least 4 or 5 of you have said to me, I'm called to this. I know that the Lord has called me to this. I feel anointed to do this. This is my calling, right? And so when you're called to this thing, you have to believe that thing. And when I say believe, I mean operate like that, behave like that, right? And then you do the actions that line up with the success that you know you're called to have. Okay. So if you want to get more clients during the last quarter and you're finding out that, okay, the stuff that I'm doing is not quite working, let me put some other things, let me try some new things and see what I can pull together for this last quarter. Remember when I said there's plenty of time left in this quarter to do some amazing things. Go ahead and tap that link and sign up for the free course. It's a mini course on 7 ways to get new clients online. It is not a long course. You can actually go through it within a sit down in one sitting and go through each module of the course because it's short, but it's sweet. Like I give you a lot of content and a lot of different ways to get more clients enrolled in your program, to launch your program, to talk more about your program so that you can get more clients in this last quarter. Now, for those of you who are already in the Facebook group, you know you can send me a message, you can send me a DM if you have any questions. It is, even if you're not in my Facebook group, you can send me a DM, okay? If you're not watching me in my Facebook group right now, if you're watching me on YouTube or on my Facebook page, come on over to my Facebook group. It's called Purpose Driven Coaches and Mentors. So if you type in the search Purpose Driven Coaches and Mentors, you can come on over to that group and join us inside of that group. Now, I'm not going to keep you long, but I just want to talk about this course and talk a little bit about faith. And I want to see you inside of that course. If you need to figure out some different ways to get new clients online, I want to see you inside of the 7 ways to get new clients online course. And I will see you back again tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow. I'll talk a little bit more about business and a little bit more about branding. If there's something that you want to know about, I want you to let me know in the comments, or you can send me a direct message and say, hey, Shanta, can you talk a little bit more about this? Or can you explain a little bit more about this? Give me some ideas of the things that you want to hear about so that I can make sure I'm giving you the content that you actually want to hear about. So feel free to reach out to me. Y'all know that I'm very approachable and that you can reach me pretty easily through direct messaging right here on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, you can send me an email at info@shantaprince.com. Or you can come on over to Facebook and send me a message and hop on inside of that Facebook group. All right, it's Monday, so it's a great time to really get focused on your week so that you can have an amazing week. And I hope that you have a great Monday and an even better week. I'll be seeing you again soon. Have a great one.